Welcome to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, everyone, this is Memphis Mark coming to you from Mullet Manor, and we're going to do the review of the NXT show 12-13. And they started off after Deadline. They come out with the Iron Survivor Challenge winner on the women's side, and then eventually the men's, but it's Roxanne Perez coming out, and she's trying to do a promo. I mean, she gets out there and she gets a few words in, and then there's a horn honking and a Humvee rolling up, and it's Mr. Waller, Grayson Waller, doing what he does best, and that is talking and walking, and that's what he was doing, man. He starts the show off in a braggadocious way that only he can do, man, and it was really, really cool. It's so bad at one point that they bring Braun Breaker out to be the mouthpiece. Yep, I said that. Braun comes out and defends Roxanne, and they have words, and he chases Grayson off, and then all of a sudden Roxanne's in the ring. She's happy, and then Mandy hits her from behind and jumps out of the ring. It's all good, but Roxanne climbs up and says, you know what, tired of this. Let's have – well, I'm not waiting until the next premium event. I want to do it tonight, man. So that's what happens. That's going to be a match coming up. And, of course, they got to have somebody in the training room. So they got JD. JD's in the training room, and, it's JD. So he's telling the trainer what the chart says before he's actually seen it. And, of course, Brutus and Julius are in there, and some words are passed. And Brutus says a few words in consecutive order, and there's a match for later on between JD McDonough and Brutus Creed. So that will be upcoming. So that's how it gets started. Actually, when I said that Roxanne challenged Mandy to the match, they did this promo with JD and the Creed brothers, and then they show Roxanne climbing the ropes, and she challenges, and that's when all of the match is set up. All right, and I gotta say, at the end of this, I'm gonna have a disclaimer, and we're just gonna go on through the show a little bit more first before I explain that. But so you got JD in the trainer's room. Roxanne gets back up. She challenges, and then there's Stax. Stax jumps Wesley, and Tony D's watching and rooting him on, but they start fighting. Like literally, Wes walks through a door and then gets jumped from behind, and this is actually pretty good. They go at it for a while, and they fight all the way out to the ring. And then you know what happens when you fight to the ring? A ref shows up, and a match is started. And, I got to say, when this match gets going, it is good. Stax whoops him all the way down to the ring, pretty much. It kind of goes that way, and then Wesley has some moves, and then Stax starts back on him. And he's whooping on the North American champion, So he's throwing, and he's wearing his wrestling boots with his jeans, his pants tucked into him, kind of Terry Funkish. But the match is pretty good. Stax puts a whooping on him, man. He's throwing hands and going after some empty pin attempts. And, it's going really, really good. Stax looks good. And, of course, then Tony D gets involved. And sometimes in like basketball, a certain foul will cause a game to kind of change, or in football it could be a call and it changes the way the momentum goes. Well, it's kind of the way it seemed in this match. Once Tony, started hollering and seemed like Stax is listening to the Don, Wesley starts making a little comeback. And this is a good match. Wes always puts on a good match. But I got to say, this may be Stack's best match that I've seen to date. He was on him for a while. Wesley grounds him and does the headlock on him, so they can both catch their breath because they were just throwing down. So, once he gets him in a headlock and they get their breath, and Tony's hollering, it just seems like the match changed around. Wesley started getting some offensive moves in there. And, next thing you know, actually, Tony D did some, or not Tony D, but Stax did like a single leg crab on him. And he did it the old school way. And I mentioned the Funks earlier, but Terry was good at this, and the Briscoes were. And when they did like a single leg crab, they would put their, they got you bent back. And Stax went after his back in this match. The old school wrestling theory is pick a body part out and take it apart. And that's what Stax did in this. He went after his back, but when he was doing that single leg crab on him, he was putting his knee on his head while he was bending him that way. So going after the back with the single leg crab, it just had an old school feel to it. So, but Lee does some kind of backflip or something and whops him upside the head with a kick, gets the win, and then there's an appearance. There was an official spotting of Dijak. And Dijak does his little walk down to the ring with his state trooper sunglasses on and distracts Wes. And then, of course, Tony D comes up from behind, nails him, and tells Dijak, I've already taken care of your small work. So, that's the way that goes. They're building something there, but I'm sure it's going to be eventually Tony D and Dijak, very soon in the future. Let's see here. They go to a Chase U promo with, Duke in there, but Duke, has been talking to, Drew Gulak. So they're building a little something there, so, there we go. And Drew shows up a little later on. So, and I'm glad to see Drew getting some airtime, and I hope they figure some way to write him in a way, because he can get down in the ring. I don't know if it's because of his mic work or what, but they've kind of stymied him, and kind of got him in limbo. All right, from here we go to kind of a odd match. They bring out the lady champs, Chase and Carter, and they come out to do commentary on this match. But it's going to be Ivy Now and Tatum Paxley versus Toxic Attraction minus Mandy, so it's just Gigi and Juicy. And so they have their match, and I'm going to say, it's good. They had some good little moves. It is what it is. But they, about, 6 minutes in, 5 minutes in, some moves happen, some things happen. And the next thing you know, you got Toxic Attraction outside of the ring, face to face with the champs. And a couple bad moves, or here we go, or you know what I mean. The champs get up and they start whooping on Toxic. So you got Toxic and the champs outside fighting. Of course, the ref has no choice in this manner, so he's got to disqualify Paxley and Now. And so some fighting goes on for a while and everything. So we've got all that. But, then they go into a little promo with Briggs and Jensen and Valen. And Valen is on the phone, and she's getting some bad news about the family bar. And, the guys are saying, hey, we'll figure it out. It's going to be okay because 2023 is going to be their year. So that's a quick little preview there. And then Mello and Trick are sitting around. And, Trick's kind of going through his Twitter account. And he's kind of flipping through there. And he shows a picture of how shocked Mello is when Axiom beats him out of the penalty box by going via the roof. And kind of ticks Mello off, and Mello's, he's going to take care of Axiom, he says. So, that is what is upcoming. And so, but man, they go after that. It's my man, big Von Wagner, and they got him up there with another big man in Odyssey Jones. And, you got Bladen and Afi on the outside, of course, but Mr. Odyssey Jones, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones. But I like me some big Von Wagner, and he's got that goofball in a tuxedo outside there, Mr. Stone. But this is a pretty good match. They trade off some shoulder bumps, and they do the, you can't knock me down and I can't knock you down, and then it comes to a football stance because they're both Division I guys. One was a guard, and I think Vaughn was a tight end, maybe, if I remember right, or something like that. But they do the football stance, which Odyssey gets the better of. And so at one point in time, Anafi and Blade are over in the corner, and for some freaking reason, this gentleman is carrying around his deceased father's gift of a sweater, the old sweater deal from last few weeks, and he's got it folded up in the corner. Why the... Anyway, Vaughn tries to go after it one time. He kind of pulls it away, and then Mr. Stone, James Bond wannabe looking guy, he grabs it. There's a distraction. There's some stuff going on. I mean, I'm just so tired of them not using Vaughn in the proper way, if you ask me. I know he probably needs some more seasoning. He needs to cook a little longer. I understand that. That's no problem. But come on, man. But, the match is okay. And look, with Odyssey Jones, at least with Mr. Jones, at least with Odyssey, you got a good match. Odyssey ends up winning this one. With a big splash and everything, I believe, yeah. But just all the extra stuff. I don't know. I know they're building, and I got some problems with some of the writing this week. So I can kind of give a little bit of a disclaimer. This is definitely my opinion only. And after that, you got big body Javi Burnell, I believe it is. Big body though. He comes out and he's doing his interview, and he gets to a point to where he's describing his fan base, and it's the big body. At one time, I think it was the Bandits, and then there was the big body Ballers, and then of course he was going to try to be the good guy kind of, and he was the big body Bulldogs, and then in the end he chooses the big body Javi Believers. All right, so that's what we got out of that one. But then they have Ikeman Jaro, and he has been kind of making some fun of him. And this is the Asian gentleman with the sports coat. He wears a sports coat into the ring. He like Jericho will wear it down there, but no, this gentleman wears it during the match, and he's real proud of it. And he laughs a lot. But anyway, this match is pretty good. They called him, they were going, instead of strong style, they called it style strong. Okay, all right, but Big Body has he's got a big clothesline, and at one point in time, he hollers at the crowd, "Move, move!" And so people get their stuff, and they get their, crap, and they're moving out of the way, and then he turns out of the way and throws a guy back in the ring. But I love that old school, bringing the crowd in it, man. That was my favorite part of the match, actually. So yeah, I don't know. It was Mr. Gyro got a big kick in the end and gets the win, but it was pretty good. I liked the way he did that, and I'm really starting to like Big Body. But then from nowhere, well, I guess from somewhere, Scripps jumps in, and he jumps on Mr. Gyro, and he takes his sports coat, his jacket. Now, what are they doing with Reggie? I mean, Scripps. So there's no way that was Reggie. No, surely no. That's Scripps, right? That's Scripps. Okay. Yeah, Dijak and Scripps. Yeah, okay. And then they do a little promo with Wendy Chu, and she's talking about Cora Jade and getting the drink thrown in her face and how it reminded her of this, that, and the other, and 360 other things that I wasn't too concerned with. But after that, you go, wait a minute. They did a little, let me see. They did the Wendy Chu, and then it was New Day. New Day's coming out, and they're, doing their chants. And, of course, the crowd loves the New Day. So they got the crowd all hollering and screaming and everything. And I really like the attitude that Booker T's taking on this. He is consistent. He is saying that it's taking chances away from the NXT wrestlers, and he doesn't like it when they bring in, the guys from the main roster. So, and Kofi even makes a reference to it, that he didn't want to make, I believe it was Booker any more salty or something, but they come out and they're having a little celebration and everything, so they're they're talking about like Kofi's the what was it, the triple crown winner. He's won everything now pretty much, and Xavier was like he hadn't won a belt in there, and he was one of the first one actually. I think they quoted him saying that he was the first big match in NXT, and it was against Big E. So there you go on that one, man. But the crowd was kind of diverse in this, and it was pretty good. But then Pretty Deadly's got to show up. PD has got to show up at the party, and they come in stylish with some crop top shirts on with my grandma's fringe off her lamp on them. In my most braggadocious young days, I would not have had how did Vince put it, the grapefruits to have worn those. I did wear some silk pants like I think it was Kip had on, though. I did pull that off once. But anyway, they come out and they're talking and they're telling, Pretty Deadly pretty much, if you're going to have to get your rematch, you're going to have to say the anthem. And, of course, when they say that, Briggs and Jensen, hell, they just happen to have an American flag close by. So they come running out and go, if all you got to do to get a title, opportunity is to say the Pledge of Allegiance, then let's get it on. And they did. And they will. So that's pretty much the way that's going. So, it's always good to have a American flag just available at your beck and call in each room you're in, though. So from there, from there they go to JD, Mr. Big Head. No, I didn't say that. But JD, he does do a lot of headbutts. And then you got Brutus Creed. And this is another surprising match. The actual match was okay. Brutus is definitely channeling his best Vader and his punching style and a lot of his stuff. He looks a lot like he's been watching some Vader time, some Vader matches and everything. But at one point in time, JD's kind of started putting a whooping on Brutus, and he hurt I think it was his left forearm or something. And so he's whooping on him a little bit. He gets on the outside. He gets a chair, and he's about to put a thumping on Brutus's left forearm. And out of nowhere, the superheroes, Veer and Sangha, show up, and they take away the chair. And so JD, he didn't want nothing to do with Veer and Sangha, so he just gets back in, and they let him do his pull-up side suplex, and that's the win. Yeah, that's my opinion also. All right, so, just, wow. Okay, that's all I got to say on that is, wow. They do a Zoe Stark promo, and she's pretty much making fun of Nikita's TikTok account. And she's like, hey, you bring the videos and I'll bring the talent. And then you got Isla Dawn doing a little promo about Alba Fire, She's making a potion, grinding some stuff up. There's a Wolf House, so the RWC in the house. And so, you got everything going on. She's making a potion, and she's going to be going after Miss Fire. And probably spray it in somebody's face, too. So, and then you got Amari Miller against this newcomer, Lyra Valkyria, I believe it is. And usually this is a jabroni match, but Miss Miller is no jabroni. So it's pretty good, good match. They're trying to give her a good startup match, and Miss Valkyria, she's strong. She's got a good offense. Got some strange kind of moves when she comes out and puts some kind of symbol up, some medieval gang sign or something like that. But, it's a pretty good match. And this Valkyria looks like she might be for real there. So she ends up winning that match. And then they bring out the comedy side of Axiom. He does a little funny kind of promo. I'm not going to give you too much on this. You got to go back and look at it. I thought it was Axiom doing his best serious Axiom, but he tried to be a little funny. So he tried. Okay, he tried. All right, and then you got Duke Hudson and Damian Kemp, coming out, and just before that, just before the match starts, so they got Brooks Jensen over there, and Kiana, they're talking, and she gives him a shirt, and Brooks spills the beans about Valens. It's the soap opera side of it, She's got money problems with her daddy's club and their family's clubs, and so, but she gives him a shirt that fits. Okay, so they go back to the Hudson and Damon Kemp match, and okay, here we start going into my opinion. Duke was slow on this match. They bring Drew Gulak out at one point in time. Mr. Chase goes over and talks to him. Yeah, okay, and Damon, start. He does a move or so off the top rope. And he does, pick Duke up and throw him around a little bit, but Duke does. His moves are slow. His timing is off. And then at the end, when he goes to do his big finishing stuff, he does the Hulk. Hulk Hogan. He just does his Hulk Hogan. Instead of pointing at the guy, he uses a U. He doesn't do the leg drop or nothing, but he does do a kick, and he gets the win. I just was not a fan of this match. Not a fan. And then, of course, we're going to have Mandy coming out of Toxic. So we got Mandy Rose coming out against Roxanne Perez for a impromptu title match. Okay, so they're building Roxanne up. They're building her. So let's go into this match. Let's just go into this match, and let's name this match. Kind of like they used to name episodes on a long comedy series or a drama series. Each episode has its own name. So what shall we name this match? All right. Maybe people are not familiar with this device, but go look it up, and we're going to call this match the Telegraph match. And the telegraph was a primitive form of communication back in the old days. And it means you're hitting, it uses Morse code. Anyway, we won't go into what the hell a telegraph was. We'll go into why it is. Why am I using this about this match? Okay, they both telegraphed their moves. This was not a great match. When Roxanne goes to do her hip tosses or whatever, she gets in this certain position, you might as well be going, all right, come on, I'm ready. My feet are placed. I'm set my body weights right. Run at me so I can hip toss you. And that's what I felt like, telegraphed. The crowd was behind Roxanne, and everything. And then you got Booker T. At one time, Mandy puts a hell of a move on Roxanne, and Booker T's hollering, that's a championship kick out. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This match was what it is. They're pushing Roxanne, and I think they're pushing her way too fast. The moves, as I said, were telegraphed. Slow moves by both. Not that great of a match. Roxanne ends up getting the Pop Rocks move on her, which I'm not really sold on that move so much myself. When you do a move, it should make somebody think, if I did that on my brother, it'd really hurt him. Now, on Pop Rocks, if I could flip somebody around like that, I'd go, that'd look cool. There's a difference. There's wrestling, and there's, I guess, like Jericho says, they're performers or whatever. I don't know, but this match was, and to be perfectly honest, I thought it was a load of bullcrap. Mandy drops the title in this match, and not that I'm concerned about her dropping the title. I could care less. It's just the match was not deserving of a title being dropped. If the girls had put on, or the ladies had, excuse my terminology there, but if the ladies would have put on a barn burner match, a banger match, whatever you want to say, okay, give the girl, give the lady her push or whatever. But come on, this match was not of that quality. Both of the ladies were not on. And even after Mandy loses the match, you go back on any old video, man, when somebody loses a belt and the camera pans onto them, they're distraught. They look like they can't find their puppy. They are sad. Mandy kind of had this look like, yeah, I can't believe that happened. Yeah, I'm going to back up against the ropes so the camera looks really good on me when I just... Okay, I'm not going to keep going on and on about this. Just not happy. And matter of fact, at the end of the match, when they go off air, you almost hear Booker T laughing. And that could mean a lot of things. My version, it's meaning like, I can't believe they wrote this in. I can't believe they did it. I suggested it, but I can't believe they actually did it. So we've got a 21-year-old champion that is doesn't have very good timing, which Mandy had gotten timing better, but I mean, I know they're going to give the belt probably right back to her, or this might be a chance for somebody else to get the belt for a little while, but just not good writing, in my opinion. All right, so, that pretty much covers the show. I usually try to stay positive. I'm a positive kind of guy. But between that, the Duke Hudson and Damon Kemp match, I did not think was very good. I'm going to have to give this show like a D. I hate to do it, but it is what it is, folks. Mama says it bees that way sometimes. So I guess we can end this now. So this is a review for this week, guys. And, this is Memphis Mark. And, if you can rescue a pup, it's getting that kind of wintertime. Let's help the shelters and anything you see in distress. And, of course, spay and neuter. And this is Memphis Mark. And you know what? I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.